Hi, following my exploration of the Gotharman tool, I found it's very easy to build some feedback patch, simply because for each of the 4 channels you have, you can use comme destination modulation or as input the output of one of the channels. So you can easily create some feedback patch with FX or things like that, and you can obtain some really interesting sound. So first, let's put an FX on channel 1. You can try many FX, but I found one that works very well is the chorus FX. So let's mix it at the maximum value and put the input of this FX by channel 1. So the output of the channel 1 is now going to the input of the channel 1. So you are going to feedback it. So now go into parameter. Let's add some time feedback and deepness, and let's hear how it sounds. Another things you can do, of course, is CV, for example, the time modulation with the output of the channel 1, so feedback the output to the CV control. Let's try that. By put channel 1, let's hear. As you can hear, we already obtained some interesting sonic results, but since we have 3 channels left, let's expand this patch by putting another FX in the feedback loop. So let's channel 2, add an FX, and I found FX work well in the feedback path are many, but I really love resonator EQ or comb filtering. Let's use the comb filtering and mix it at maximum value practically. And for this time, we're gonna use the input will be the channel 1. Channel 1, and we go back to the first channel and make the input channel 2. So it's the feedback path is now the chorus and the comb filter right after. Let's hear how it sounds. We can change if you want the comb by putting a phaser on our all pass filter. Let's try the phaser for now. And now let's modulate the frequency. By itself with the output of the channel 2. Removing the edge. Go to channel 1. Let's continue to expand this patch by using the channel 3. So let's put another FX on channel 3. For example, I think it will be a good idea to have, since we are now in channel 3 and 4, can have different FX, more power hungry. So let's use one of these, like the stretch, for example, or the granular one. Let's try the granular one. So input will be channel 2, so the fader, and we go back to channel 1 and say input is now channel 3. Let's add the granular in the feedback path. Now, and as you can hear, we have some non-linearity here. Let's modulate the time parameter of the granular. Let's use the channel 2, for example. Let's Another thing you can do is try the output of each FX in the feedback path. You can obtain some different flavors of the feedback patch you have. Let's hear that. And now let's put one last FX on channel 4 in the feedback path. So let's select FX and let's put the reverb. So let's put not too much in the reverb because it can easily go to white noise if you put too many modulation or some FX in the feedback path. So not too much for now. Say the input will be the channel 3. And don't forget to go in the channel 1 and say the input will be channel 4. So the feedback path is now the chorus, the phaser, the granular, and the reverb. Let's change the reverb. Oh. Let's change the reverb parameter. Something like that. Add some feedback. And with the mix, you can bring back the reverb. Go on channel 1 and change the time of the chorus. Let's try other parameter on other FX in the feedback path. Let's reduce slightly the mix of the reverb. So as you can hear, we already obtained some very unusual sound, and that's an example of a feedback path with 4 FX, but you can rearrange them or use other FX, and let's just try and you will see what you can obtain. So this is how you can make some really interesting feedback sound with Gotharman tool. So I will let you with me matching up some parameter of this patch. Let's first hear the reverb output. granular, phaser, chorus,